Adele has lost a ton of weight. She is unrecognizable. Speaking of unrecognizable, I don't even know what Elon Musk and Grimes named their baby boy. And we've got a coup in Venezuela. And here to talk about all of this is our version of Elon Musk and Grimes, Jay Sabs and Frankie C. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. Now, my name is now Frankie AE12972.
Good to
Beep,
know.
beep, 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 beep.
And Jazzy,
Beep, boop, beep.
Janine Just Fingers, how are you doing? If you missed the story that Janine told last podcast, go back and find it. It is pretty outstanding. This
Just Fingers is not as cruel as we're making it.
Yeah. Adele is pretty much unrecognizable. And what's interesting about this to me is we were just talking about this with Demi Lovato, how she was struggling with body image and everything. And, you know, I think Demi Lovato looks better, thicker. Dare I be the first person to say it, but I think that Adele looks better, a little thicker. Janine, am I wrong here?
I don't think you're wrong. I think her face looks weird, right?
Yes.
There's something off about it.
She is unrecognizable.
I think it's just a weird picture, too. I mean, everybody looks weird. Like, that's not, it's far away. She's got a weird smirk. I think if you get her, give me one or two shots extra, and I think she'll look okay. She looks good, though.
The thing with this photo is it's her Instagram. She chose to release it, so she, you know,
she approved it.
A collection of works that is only entirely up to her. She chose this photo to be the first photo she puts out into the world in quite some time. Actually, December of 2019. So that's what, 5-6 months ago was the last time she posted a photo of herself.
Wow.
And she looks drastically different. Actually, she looks way hotter in that photo, if I do say so myself. Oh, there she is with Santa Claus. She's looking a little thicker, a little bit more filled out. She looks good. What were you going to say, Frank?
No, I'm looking back at June 15th, 2019. And you could see she looks the same.
No, the June Carter Cash photo?
No. Here, watch. Wait a minute. I'll show it to you. There's a couple of videos she posted on June 15th, 2019. And she looks, there's a video of her. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in the back of her car.
She looks like the same kind of weight that she does now.
She had been losing weight, but no. She's way thicker there than in the latest photo.
I wouldn't say way.
Yeah, Frank.
Dude, she looks malnourished. Right. Put that back up again. Put yours back up again.
It doesn't look... All right, there's no way to pause it either. It's weird.
I know. That guy... Oh, come on. Look how big she looks.
You can see her face. Her face is very skinny, but she's singing, so her mouth is open, cheeks are out, so she's not that... she's...
No.
I feel like Frank, it's not a huge difference.
Janine, who wins, Frank or Anthony?
Anthony, you win, because I agree with you.
Thank you.
That's it.
It's the same face, so it's not unrecognizable.
She looks unrecognizable in this photograph.
Before you mentioned it, I showed Daniel this morning. I'm like, look at Adele. And he's like, okay. All right.
That was the Gaetano approval there?
I guess so, but I don't know. I think she looks better, bigger.
I think she gave the weight that she lost to Kim Jung Un. Because if you look at our next story, I didn't mean to jump ahead there.
No, go ahead, jump ahead. But look at that. Come on. Her face looks totally different.
She looks different. She does. But I didn't think it was such a dramatic difference. I think it was gradual over the last year.
And look at all this flabby skin in the shirt here. Look at this. Oh my God. Jesus.
Wait, I can't see. Move it over.
That's what she said. Skin in the shirt.
That's a hell of an outfit, though. I just think she looks, I mean, again, I feel like we put a little bit too much emphasis on being as skinny as possible. Like, be healthy, You know what I mean? Be healthy, but like have a little
Stop
something.
body shaming Adele, man.
I'm not body shaming Adele. If she's happy, I'm happy
what's the
for
matter
her.
with you?
I'm just saying, like
She just looks totally different.
listen,
She's proud of the way she looks, and you're making fun.
When you're on the heavier side, right? And you got one like Adele who's out there being all heavy and popular and famous. You don't want to lose him to the other skinny team. You know what I'm saying?
Don't go.
Yeah, it hurts when you lose somebody to the other side. So this is one that can take a while to get over.
I don't think Adele fans appreciate your body shaming.
It is what it
That's
is.
all I'm
saying. If anybody body shames Kim Jung Un, they will be dead. And
yeah, exactly.
We don't even know if this is the real Kim Jung Un. Now, did you guys look at the photos?
I did. He looks way heavier. And I don't know about you, but when I come out of surgery, I don't gain weight.
Well, how often do you come out of surgery, Frank?
Yeah, Frank.
I've been in surgery a couple times, and when I come out, especially a massive, whatever the hell he had, it was like a heart thing. Don't you always look drawn and kind of a little skinnier?
Yeah. So Kim Jung Un, who has been missing for a couple of weeks, the government over there in North Korea said he was in a retreat or something, or just kind of gone. He missed a couple of ceremonies and stuff like that. Then he popped open at a fertilizer plant, which is like kind of odd that
There's
you
your
would
first clue right there.
Yeah, like you missed the national pride ceremony or whatever it was, but you showed up at the Scott's fertilizer thing. Yeah, it's kind of a little weird.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
He looks like him. They got a good double, right? If it's a double.
So then they didn't. There was no video at first of him at the fertilizer factory, and then there was video, and now they're saying that the person that's out there is not Kim Jung Un. And here's a couple of examples. I actually don't know who the original Kim Jung Un is in this photograph. I think it's this one closer to my finger there. But anyway, they're saying that there's a distinct difference between the two.
It's so
what
scary
are you doing?
looking. He scares me.
Kim Jung Un?
He just looks way heavier. It doesn't. I mean, it looks kind of like him in the face and everything, but he just looks wider. This is the most recent photo, I believe.
I'll tell you what the most convincing one was, though, for me. It was this shot right here. It was the teeth. There's a distinct difference in the, and I'll link below. I'll link into the show notes here on Facebook, YouTube, and on the podcast if you guys are listening, so you can go to your descriptions and get these actual photos to look at. But the teeth just look distinctly different. The top one and the bottom. That's everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, eyebrows can change. Your cheeks, your chin, and your chins can look different based on how you're like facing. But those teeth are different teeth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. It's freaking me out, man.
Yeah. So, and President Trump a couple of days ago was like, "I know what happened to Kim Jung Un. Like, everybody's going to find out." And I was kind of like, "That's interesting." I don't know if he really does know. Like, I don't know if anybody really kind of knows. And I watched this like little documentary piece over the weekend about him, and the only reason why they knew something was up was because they can tell they track his movement by satellite photos, and depending on where his his cars are and everything like that, like they can kind of tell where he's at. And he recently just built this whole like hospital wing onto one of his like palaces, and that's why they think that he was, having some sort of a surgery or something like that. And then when he didn't show up, it was kind of like,
but shouldn't we know, since our president is like best friends with him?
BFF.
No, I don't. Well, they did talk for a while. I don't know if I forgot about all that
for a while.
Rocket Man stuff.
They met in North Korea.
That's right. I forgot all that feels like 50 years ago. It really,
that was a long time ago. But
yeah.
Did you guys see that movie with James Franco and made after him?
The one.
Now that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
The Interview.
There you go. And that was like controversial too. Didn't it get pulled off of something, or?
The government of North Korea threatened retaliation if this movie was released in theaters.
That's right. Oh, that's right. It was never released in theaters. It went straight to Netflix, did it not?
Right.
That was one of the first films to debut on Netflix. That was a pretty big,
That's right.
pretty big move at the time, actually.
Oh my God.
And then
Now I wanna
Scorsese
watch
stole
it.
Move.
Well, we
It
all
wasn't
dove
bad.
after. We all dove after that little. What were you gonna say, Janine?
I want to watch that movie again now.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it. I remember being just kind of like wacky and silly, and thinking to myself, "This is funny, but how could anybody get upset over this?" Like it's
Right. Them.
It was.
That's who gets upset.
It was like
Him.
Team America. Remember that one?
Mhm.
Yeah,
It was the same kind of idea, but it
America.
was with Kim Jung Un's father.
that's right. What was
Wow,
his
Frank, you're
father's
pretty
name?
good.
I know my movies. You can't throw any movies by me
No,
unless
no.
they're like The Notebook or something.
Oh,
Or what's his movie? What the heck is it?
that he
Your
likes.
favorite stupid movie?
Nope. You went down this path. I'm gonna let you die at the end of it.
That's your show. I'll sit here and think about it. What the
Notting
heck is
Hill.
it called? Notting Hill. Thank you.
Which, by the way, have you watched that yet?
Have I watched it?
'Cause
Wait a minute. Is it? Yes, I did. I watched actually about an hour and a half of it, and then I had to stop for something, or an hour of it. I had to stop. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
See,
I'll give that to you.
see, Frank, you're starting to like it.
It was very hard to believe. It was way the hell out there
No, it's not.
that a movie star, Julia Roberts, would fall for this guy out of nowhere and just go to his house because she spilled something on him with no like bodyguards or anything. It was a little out there.
I will say that movie
Was that John Hamm?
is not. No, that movie is not far fetched because, and I'll tell you why. Because not that movie has taken place, but I have been out in the Hamptons plenty of times and had normal interactions or witnessed somebody having a normal interaction just like that with a massive celebrity.
Normal interactions are fine.
Yeah.
But she falls hard for this bookstore owner, nobody guy
But
who
just
has
look
zero
at-
game.
But just look at
Oh,
Hugh
it's definitely
Grant's.
John Hamm.
Just look at Hugh Grant's adorable face. He's adorable. You gotta love him.
Of course.
Listen, not everybody could be
goes to Christmas dinner and is like part of the family now.
because she wants to be normal. They treat her like a normal person, and then she wants to be normal.
Aw.
Let's not
So
get
yeah,
into
she's
a
you have to
debate.
watch
using him for her own selfish gain.
Let's not get into a debate about Notting Hill today. That's not what this is all about. Even though it's the best cinematic experience ever created.
Of course.
And also, not every movie can have Nicolas Cage. You were dying on the Nicolas Cage hill on the last episode. You were like, he's the
The
great
man makes a good flick.
Yeah, and you're out here trying to disprove the intentions of a Julia Roberts character. How dare you?
I dare, sir. It's irresponsible and dangerous for a woman to just approach some random stranger and just go to his house for no reason without any kind of escort, especially a woman of that popularity and
Again, it's Hugh
wealth
Grant.
and
He's got like
beauty.
the little
Frank,
he's got the
you
hair that like
think
goes like
way
this.
deep.
Yeah.
Way too deep for these movies, Frank.
It just seemed unbelievable, like a little far fetched.
Like the
I love this
National
Yeah,
Treasure?
National Treasure. A-okay, but that Notting Hill I'm not
National
so sure
Treasure
about.
is meant to be far fetched.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
It was the only way he could protect it. Damn it!
Wow.
You are the greatest. You are the absolute best.
What
Two
was he
people
supposed to do?
Two people falling in love with each other at random. Unbelievable. Can't happen. But
No, never. But stealing the
what's-
Declaration, that's easy.
You know what's funny? My wife and I, Erin, we went to the Statue of Liberty. This was I don't know, 5-6 years ago, something like that,
okay.
maybe longer. And I'm walking around, and we're at the base of it, and we're looking up, and I see this brick that's kind of out of place, and I was like, I bet there's something. She had to like stop me and like talk me off a ledge from like climbing up there and seeing if the brick was loose or something.
You're taking National Treasure far too seriously, my friend.
The movie, I just got into it. It was like new to me at that point. Like, I was like, this is a National Treasure moment. And it was great.
All right, finish watching Notting Hill, because I'm telling you, when you get to the end and Spencer Tracy group hits, you're gonna be like, this movie's killer. This movie's killer.
I guess how it ends. I mean, come on.
No, but you gotta go. Just get to the end. Damn it.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Have you watched The Princess Bride yet?
I'm gonna probably this weekend. This weekend's my first chance to do it.
This weekend.
Yeah. Probably gonna.
I've watched 2 of your movies. You haven't watched one of mine yet.
I'm getting there.
Not cool.
I have 2 kids. Everything moves slower over here. All that free time that you enjoy and you run around with.
The kids don't like Star Wars or Princess Bride. Oh, they won't watch any of that.
How
Those are like made for kids.
Princess Bride is made for kids?
No. I can't see them.
The whole story is the grandfather telling it to his grandson.
Maybe another 5-7 years.
Checkmate.
Checkmate. You have no idea. Unless it's an animated, floating snowman, it's not gonna fly. It's got to be Olaf or nothing.
What about a giant? Andre the Giant?
No, he's scary.
Okay.
I came up with this term. I think it was. I can't remember what it was. Temporary obsessiveness. I think it was. Now I have to look up. I don't even remember half the stuff I say anymore. But somebody put it in the Urban Dictionary, and I remember being flattered by that. Hold on, it's on anthonyonair.com because there's a picture of it. But anyway, I coined the phrase during the royal wedding when I couldn't get enough of Harry and Meghan in that 2-week time period, and momentary obsessiveness. That was it. Okay, momentary obsessiveness. Where you are completely obsessed with something in the moment, knowing full well in 2 weeks you're not going to care at all whatsoever. And that's exactly me in this Kim Jung Un situation. Like, I'm totally all in and want to know if they're really hiding this guy and if he's really dead, but I'm not going to care come June. It's just not going to matter.
Of course not. Because something equally ridiculous is going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. And we're going to forget about it.
You can't get involved. You just can't even. By the way, look at this handsome son of a bitch right here. Look at this guy. Look at that. Look at that face.
I'm so happy I can't see that screen.
Yeah, I know you guys can't see it, but that's just an adorable. One of the proud moments of my life making Urban Dictionary.
Very cool.
Thank you, Gina.
Well done.
I appreciate it. You know what? I want to thank all the small people that sacrificed to get me here. But the interesting thing, too, with Kim Jung Un is if he goes, his sister takes over. And I don't know, has North Korea ever had a female leader? Yeah, I think she's it. She's like the next.
I doubt it.
Wow. Is that like going to fly over there?
I don't know. But I also kind of like at the same time, like I was watching this documentary and they were like, if Kim was to die, the sister would take over. And there's this photo of like the sister looking at the brother. And I'm like, she should kill him. Like she's probably plotting to kill him. Like, what better story? You know what I mean? Like, again, in my head, I'm already writing this like a movie starring Nicolas Cage, so I know you'll be interested, Frank. But in there, like, if she really wanted to take him down, like, she's probably the only one that could take this guy down and take over the country.
How could you be in that family and ever comfortably sleep at night?
Never.
I mean, you already know that the guy, didn't he like kill his uncle or something?
They say he did.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane.
I don't feel comfortable speculating about this because I think they got YouTube over there in North Korea.
Exactly, right?
They're going to find us.
Kill Anthony on air.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I'm not comfortable sleeping in the house with my own family here, and I just got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I feel like they can kill me at any moment. In a dictatorship, that would be worse. Do you feel like the quarantine is the strain in the marriages? I'm starting to feel it a little bit in our group text.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There was a little of that.
I feel like that's definitely kind of coming around in the group text there.
I feel like that's always been there, though, and it's just boredom bringing it to the group text.
Maybe. Speaking of government coups, did you see this Venezuelan coup attempt that's ongoing?
I've heard of it. What's the deal with that?
Special. So there's video of former U.S. Special Forces being captured in Venezuela. It's not the greatest video in the world, but it's pretty dramatic. And supposedly, as the story goes, that somebody, not our government, of course.
No.
I say that a little facetiously, not really
I know.
knowing for sure either way. But there's the footage. You can see the people. It's from the New York Post. The guys are just being caught on the ground. They're ex special forces. Nothing really bad happens to them in the video, but supposedly somebody sanctioned former U.S. Special Forces to go in there and overthrow President Nicolas Maduro.
Wow.
Maduro, who was convicted or indicted here in the U.S. and considered a criminal, I guess. To which is a really odd thing to. I mean, I guess this Maduro's a bad dude, but to indict him in another country, isn't that kind of like an odd thing to do?
Yeah.
Right? And then they went ahead, like the U.S. offered up a $15 million reward. And then here's two like former U.S. Forces like going in there. It's like, well, you offered up a 15. Not that they shouldn't have done it, but it's kind of almost cartoonish, like how this all has kind of come to play so far.
Oops.
Yeah.
So they offered up the reward, and then we sent people in.
We indicted Nicolas Maduro as a country, I guess, and it was like $15 million if you could find Nicolas Maduro, and then like here were these dudes like, I think kind of giving it a shot.
There's gonna be people coming out of the woodwork.
Like you gotta kind of think, I'm not sure if this has anything to do with it, but you gotta kind of think people are they're gonna give it the old college try. They're sitting here in quarantine with nothing to do. Let's shoot down to Venezuela. Let's see if we can overthrow a government.
Just bring your mask, though. You have to wear a mask when you go.
It's ex-Green Beret Jordan Goudreau, 43 years old, who has claimed responsibility for the failed coup. Why did you claim responsibility so quickly? Two former U.S. Special Force soldiers were taken into custody Monday as part of the foiled attack. The U.S. government says it has played no part in the failed coup. This, by the way, is all according to the Daily Mail. Goudreau, who owns a private security company based in Florida, alleged to have provided security for President Donald Trump and is seen in footage of campaign rallies in 2018 wearing an earpiece. Now, I saw that and I was like, oh, God, this is not a good look. But when you look at the screenshot of it, and again, this is not a defense or whatever. This is just like, here's the facts. If you look at his screenshot, the guy is in the audience while Donald Trump is on stage. Like, this would be like accusing you of an overthrow if you were at the Bruce Springsteen show. It's like, you must know Bruce Springsteen.
I'm sure there are security people in audiences, though, for this thing.
Of course. It could be, could not be. I don't know. I don't think we know now. But this, I'm going to need more proof. I needed to see him doing this move, like talking into the wrist, like, Eagles on his way.
Yeah, is that gone? Do they still do that?
I think they're still doing that.
I think everything's earpiece now.
Right? Why? I feel like with the microphones they got these days, you don't have to have one on your wrist. You have it right in your ear or on your lapel or something.
Oh, maybe, but then you're talking all the time. I think the one on your wrist, you can like press a button and be like, "Now I want to talk to you," like that kind of thing.
I guess, but it's a little obvious. That's a dead giveaway.
I'll tell you what, the intelligence the two of you just showed is the reason why I'm never going to use you to overthrow a government with me. Never, ever,
That's the only thing stopping you, I guess, huh?
Yeah, well, you're like, I don't know. How does it work? Put it in your... Like, I can't have it. But
you do this, you're giving yourself away, like, immediately.
Yeah, no, but this is usually security. This isn't usually like the terrorists doing that. They usually have a different thing.
You're either doing that or you're testing out a perfume on your wrist or something. That's the only two things that you got going there.
So supposedly these two guys were kind of hired or put together by Rowan Kraft, who is indeed part of the Kraft family, not Robert Kraft of the Patriots, but Kraft as in Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Oh, boy.
They used some macaroni and cheese money to get this private coup going. But the weird thing that I found after reading this article, how much would you think it would cost to hire former Green Berets to kill a president of another country?
I have no frame of reference, but in the mil area, few mil.
A few million?
I
Janine,
guess.
what do you, I mean,
I'd say 5-6 million.
I was going to say like maybe not 10, but probably more than 2, I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say more than 2.
Like easily more than
Plus
2.
travel expenses and equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah. $1.5 million was apparently all they put together to make this happen. And that was supposedly just to like get the guns and all the supplies that they needed. That wasn't even for labor or parts.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What's more, few or a couple?
Few. Couple is 2.
Okay.
That's a good question. I will say that I've heard this couple is a 2 thing, and you can't argue with a couple being 2. But when I use couple in a phrase, I actually mean more than 2.
Me too.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know, but I discovered this a couple of years ago. I
Wait,
was at
2
work.
years
So
ago
how
or
many
3
actual-
years ago?
No, I mean like a few years ago.
So give me a number then. Is it 2 or is it more than 2? You were talking about our intelligence before, about the microphone. And you're having trouble getting the definition of a couple.
All right.
No, I know the definition. Go ahead, Janine. I know the definition, but the way, I don't know, naturally it comes out of me when I mean like a few, I say a couple.
Right. So I was at work.
Yeah.
And my boss asked me something, and I said, yeah, I did a couple. And he's like, so you only did 2? And I'm like, no. If I did, I would say, wait, did I
A
just
few,
confuse
a
myself?
bunch.
No, a few of them seems small to me though. Like I did a few.
Right. I think a
Yeah, it
couple
is
is
small.
more than a few, but it's not.
It is not. A few is
And it
3 or
turned
more.
into this whole big thing because I'm like, well, I thought that a couple was more than a few, but actually a few was more than a couple.
Couple by definition means 2, but I'm with you. Couple feels
Right?
more. It feels like more
it
than
doesn't.
a few.
Yes, it does.
No, if I say I have a couple of, I'll just have a couple of hamburgers. I don't mean I'll have 3 or 4.
No, I'm telling you. See, fam, you agree with me, right?
I
bet you
agree
if we
with
put
you.
a poll out, people
Yeah,
would
do
say
that.
We'll make it a poll. What's more, a couple or a few?
right,
That's the question. Because we all know that couple
That is
means 2 people.
right.
Like
Yes,
there goes the
that's
couple.
the basis of it.
Yeah.
But it feels like more than a few.
It feels like more than a few.
No, it does
Yes.
not.
Like
Yes.
if like to hop on the back of her example, like if you're like how many widgets did you make today? I made a couple,
Right.
That's 2. I made a couple of them.
No.
It really, I got to tell you, when I hear a couple, I instantly think 2 of whatever you were talking about.
Really, Frank?
Yeah, every time 2. Couple is 2.
Yeah, see, I don't feel that. I feel it because to me, this is weird. A couple almost feels like you're shortening. It's like slang for shortening. I don't know. Like a couple, 2 or 3. Like you just did a couple. Like
Right.
I don't like this road we're on, man. We
A
can't
few,
change the
a
definition
few.
of couple.
No. Sorry.
we're not changing
now if
the
you said-
definitions.
if
It's
you
an
said
alternate
throuple.
definition. Okay, it's an alternate fact.
If
No,
you said thruple is 3,
No, I would never use that word ever in my life.
but it is technically a thing nowadays.
is
Is it?
thruple a thing?
Thruple is 3 people in a single relationship.
Whoa.
That's the term.
We all
That's
know what
what
How
kind
do
of-
you know
for.
that, Frank?
We all know what kind of sites
Frank's visiting
lately.
Yeah, no,
Frank,
I learned
what you
everything
knew.
from my own
We all-
life. Everything
all
I
know-
ever gathered is just from my own life. I
We all
never
know
watched
what
TV or
section of
movies.
nudie.com Frank clicks on.
You know the ruple.
I own the domain for nudie.com, sir.
I feel like it's because the other thing too is you have too few of something. Like,
Right.
like how many do you have? Just a few is always not enough.
You don't
know what
say
I mean?
Yes, so
Right. No.
where it's
no.
like, do you need me to go get more soda? Like, no, we're good. We got a couple of bottles in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't
which
say
is
we
two.
have a few bottles.
Right.
I say we have
If
a
you
couple.
if you have 6 bottles, you'd say a couple.
Yes, I would.
Probably.
I wouldn't
yeah.
say
That
oh,
is
no.
that is completely misleading.
No.
If
No.
you said I have a couple of cans of soda left, I'm only thinking there are 2 cans in there. If you said I have a couple and there are actually a dozen or 6 in there, so half a dozen, that is that's wrong. You should say I have a few.
No.
No, because
Frank.
because if you said like
Oh,
how many
I'm on a different planet.
how many cans of soda are on the fridge, you're like, I don't know, I have a few. I feel like the person would instantly react and say, should we go get more?
Yes. Right.
So
Few
you would
is
say the same
misleading
thing
then.
with couple.
No. No.
Few,
No.
and I think it's because few is always used to describe not enough.
Right. Not a couple.
Where if you got a couple, you're good. You got a couple,
we
2,
have a couple
3,
of
you're
beers.
all right.
We have a couple of bottles.
Since when is a couple of
wine.
beers enough?
No. We have a few beers.
You just
See, that doesn't sound right.
Few beers, you kind of sound like an alcoholic. A couple
Right.
beers, you're good to go. You can mask 6 beers and a couple of beers.
I can't believe I'm in the minority on this one here because a
Frank.
few is absolutely more than a couple.
No, it's not.
I think it feels like a few, a couple, and a bunch.
Yep. Yep.
So a few is less than 2.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a few.
So a few is 1.
I
We have a couple.
by definition of the word, Frank, you are correct. But the feeling that I have for the meaning of the words, Janine is
That
right.
doesn't make any sense though. That couple doesn't mean you have a lot. You have 2.
This is kind of like the way the definition of literally has been like fumbled up. Like people.
But
are
if you had like 3 or 4 in the fridge and you said a couple, you should just be guessing. But if you know you have like 3 or 4, you shouldn't say a couple. But if you're not
Okay.
sure of the number and you think, oh, there might be 2, but there might be more, and you're estimating on the low end, you might say a couple.
No. Few is negative and couple is positive. Right?
Yes. Yes.
You mean connotation wise? Like,
Yeah.
Yes. I'm like, oh, we
Fine.
have a few.
Like how many
I'm
how many
clearly not
parking
gonna win this
how many
argument.
parking tickets did you get? Just a few.
Seems like a lot.
A couple.
Yeah, a couple. If somebody said a
Seems like I
couple,
got
I'd be
2
like,
parking tickets.
Jesus Christ, oh my God. Like,
How many red light camera tickets do you get? That's
A
me.
couple means 2.
No. I got a
And on a
couple.
weird day, it could mean 1, maybe 2.
Nah, Frank.
I'll even give you 2, maybe 3.
all right, let me put it this way. Frank, how many times have you gone on nudie.com and clicked on thruple?
Few.
He doesn't want to say couple.
So
See?
a few is more.
No, because couple seems like more.
How could that be? By its very nature, a couple is 2.
Oh my God, we're gonna have to end this show.
This is insane.
On
I feel like
few
I'm
versus
insane
couple.
right now.
It's true though. I agree. I agree with Janine. That's the way it feels. I'm trying to think if there's any other thing like that in life where something really doesn't mean what it is. It's taken on its own. I think figuratively and literally, it's kind of like the same
Oh
thing.
God, no, not
It
that.
really isn't, though. People are just using it incorrectly.
Literally.
Yeah, but
I
literally
am
though.
literally going to explode if I don't get pizza. No.
I'm literally gonna explode
It's
if I don't get a
exaggerating.
couple of slices of pizza.
Right. It's wrong,
Couple.
technically, and exaggerating, but it's allowed because it's accepted as an exaggeration.
We
Well-
don't say, "Hey, let's go get a few slices of pizza." No, you say, "I'm going to go get a couple of slices of pizza."
So if you said, I went out with a few of my friends.
That's true. You
How
would
many
never.
friends are
You've
there?
never said let's go get a few slices of pizza.
couple.
And when
Couple, 'cause
when you're going
the
out for
average amount is 2.
when you're going out
just
for
go get
drinks,
slices.
yeah, but when you're going out for drinks too, you don't say let's go get a few drinks. You go let's go get a couple of drinks. Let's go get a couple of beers.
You could say, let's go get why can't you say, let's get a few drinks?
I feel like you
No,
say let's
it
go get a
sounds
couple
weird.
of beers.
It sounds
Or
weird.
if you're saying, let's get a couple of drinks, it's because you're with one other person and you're getting a drink each.
No, Frank,
Okay.
you're wrong here.
What the hell?
Oh,
right, let's take
All
a.
right, if you're going out with a couple of friends, how many friends are you going out with?
That's a group of friends.
that's a group.
How many? Give me a number.
I would say 5, 6, 7.
So if you're saying you're going out with a couple of friends, it's going to be you and 5 or 6 people.
All right.
Yes.
If you take a long weekend, do you say I'm taking a few days off, or do you say I'm taking a couple days off?
If it's what, like a 3 to 4 day week, like give me the days, like Friday to Monday,
Oh,
Whatever it
fucking
four
is.
technical.
days.
Like, you're gone. You're going to be gone for part of this week and part of next week. You go, I'm taking a couple days off. You don't say I'm taking a few days off.
Well, Saturday and Sunday you're already off, so
Oh, I gotta go.
All right, we'll revisit
we
this
can go in a couple of minutes if you want, because that's like 11 now.
Let's
for some
take a
reason.
few minutes to remind everybody that you can get more information on the podcast at anthonyonair.com. J Sabs, everybody, Frankie C, thanks for being a part of it. And we'll see you guys in a couple days. I don't know.
In a couple of days. Couple
Who
hours.
knows what that is?
A few hours.
In a few hours. You don't have to wait too long.
Could be any number. We don't know.